Banai, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. It's Tuesday, and this is the Nakinyuguzi Chronicles, and wanokali Nakinyuguzi simanyi bwe muli naye wanokukali enkuba leero etonyeeko katonotono naye era ka mulembe. We can get by with that. We're getting used to this quarantine thing. Now, kye twetaaga obwetaaga as government yetuwa obuyambi. Yeah. Okay. Today's topic. Let's raise our children. What I mean by that is very simple. We've abdicated parenting to a lot of people apart from ourselves. And predominantly, we've given our parenting rights to our maids, to the teachers, to the drivers, to musical artists, to television, to iPads, to phones, to even politicians. These days, we actually do not have time for our children, but we are passing them on to people that have no interest in developing their character. Let me just explain something to you, especially in most households. 90% of your children's time is spent with a maid if they're not at school, simply because we feel like we're also exhausted from the high stress jobs that we take on during the day. So tulina budde bw'abaana. Kakati back in the day, twali tulina abakozi ngajja nga omanyine ku kyalo gy'ava abeewaabwe obamanyi. You kind of had an idea about their upbringing. Nga sometimes you get a maid, mama we n'amuleeta n'amukwasa gwe naawe abeereko naawe. So you knew a lot about this person. These days we get maids that we don't know where they come from. We have a revolving door of maids, of people, because these days people don't come to actually stay long. They come to make a little bit of money and move on, because that is the life that we're living. Now, 90% of this time is spent with this person that you know very, very little about. Tomanyi nkuzaye kubanga munaye mbulamu buno tuyina abeekuza tuyina ne bebaakuza mu Kiganda nga bwe twogera. Kakati, you don't know if this person baamukuza oba yeekuza, but this person spends 90% of your child's time with them. Naye ayina n'okukola emirimu gy'omunju. Kakati, I've noticed that maids are just people. They also just want to get things done. So what happens most of the time when you leave these maids, your children with these maids, they have to find a way to entertain them. Sometimes they actually just put on television. They don't care what the child is watching. I know for a fact that children watch a lot of music videos, and music videos these days zijjudde ebintu by'okumansula n'ebyobuseegu. Omwana wayinza okutuula ku music yoyo okuva ku makya paka olw'eggulo, simply because the maid also watches it and everyone in your household probably watches it, because a lot of times now everyone has a television and a lot of people can afford StarTimes, GoTV, DSTV, all sorts of things you can access. Oba omukozi asobola okuddira essimu ye n'agiwa omwana afune obudde obukola emirimu. Mu ssimu eno tomanyi kirimu. A lot of people now download porn. So you might find that your child watches porn without your knowledge. And it's really, really sad that we've gotten to this point. Oba omwana unasiba nga alaba zino soopu z'aba Filipino ez'abayindi. Omwana nga talina conversation yonna ndala okuggyako gundi ayagala gundi, ono yalekawo gundi, ono yajjamu olubuto n'afumbirwa gundi. So we need to be very careful, and we need to start now in this time of COVID. And the way you can bypass some of those things is simply to give your children housework. They will have some semblance of structure instead of just sitting about looking for things to entertain them or things to do. And that, if you've taught them housework, that they know that when I wake up in the morning and I'm done with my work, I'm not going to sit about and try to get some sort of entertainment through my best friend that I hang around with most of the day, who's the maid. Ekirala tuve ku bakozi kale. We've covered that. So now your child has watched even music videos. Let's face it, they watch television now like crazy. So some of us don't even have security codes for this television. So your child can watch anything because we've become lazy. We've abdicated parenting. We just really, the child wants DSTV, off we go, we get it, they can watch whatever they can watch. So now you have girls developing early. Abaana abawala kwange emmere gye tulya. At about 10, our young girls already had their period. So they even actually have a sort of womanly curve and appearance to their bodies. Omwana alaba music videos, alaba abantu bakunama, alaba ono azinirako ono, all this stuff. You have shamba boys or whatever in the household. Bamulaba omwana agimuseemu. Then they start trying to get these young girls or these young boys. Kubanga tekikoma ku bawala bokka n'abakozi abakazi ayinza okukwata omwana w'omulenzi, because we're so unaware. We've given up parenting. I'm not even joking. If I can count the number of people that know the children's schedule through the day or after school, they probably wouldn't amount up to about 40%. Because we are not there. So we need to raise our children. Bana tulina okubaawo. Ne tumanya ebifa mu maka gaffe. Children, omanyi abaana ennaku zino balina emize. Or you go to a function, then they play a song. You know the meaning of the song, but you don't speculate that anyone below 16 should know the meaning of this song or how they dance to it. Oli ku mukolo, abantu batudde, ebintu bya kitiibwa, then they play a song. The DJ plays a song. You get these young kids running into the middle of the setup and start twerking or doing all sorts of things. And people go to the utmost length to record them and circulate videos. Ne tutandika n'okuba mu ngalo ng'omwana omuto wa myaka nga mukaaga amansula. Instead of asking ourselves, how did it get to this? Why is this little girl thinking that this is okay? Or why is this little girl dancing like this? Kiki ekyamutuusaawo bino ebintu abiraba wa? And I also want to tell you that we need to be very conscious as parents the sort of environment we expose our children to. I've noticed recently that a lot of parents take their children to festivals. Festivals that are, supposedly family friendly. But engeri abantu gye bambadde, the way people are dancing, the way liquor is flowing, you are exposing your child to a different world that they should not be a part of. But we need to be trendy as parents, apparently. So we just let them out there in these environments. Kati omwana bw'atandika okukola ebintu nga weewuunya omwana gye yabijja. A lot of these environments, actually, there's alcohol, there's scantily clad women, there's artists on stage dancing lewdly, revelers dancing lewdly, and in an adult environment, nobody should be shocked. But when I turn around and I look at people bringing children to these events, I want to tell them that, look, let's do conscious parenting. If you really want to go to these sorts of places, then you must invest in a safe environment for your child. Ate ekirala tusudde bamaama baffe ne bataata baffe as secondary caregivers to our children, because some of us feel like some of our homes that we come from embarrass us, so we shouldn't really expose our children to that. The homes that we've created through wealth are what we should show our children. Twerabidde nti empisa bajjajjaffe ze baalina zaali za kitiibwa, ne bamaama baffe ne bataata baffe bayinza okukwata muzzukulu mu ngeri gwe gy'otasobola. Our parents have the time to know our children. Even when you don't have the time to parent, the grandparents always have time to know their children. And they will tell you, omwana ali bwati ne bwati. And as parents, once your parent tells you that, I'm hoping that you will not take the defensive posture that a lot of people take when a teacher or another parent speaks about their children these days. People don't want to take responsibility. Bagambirawo nti omwana wange bamuwalana, omuntu omukulu awalana omwana wo. I think we really, really need to be careful. We do. And it is important that we are around. And if we're not physically around, we need to be mentally around. Encourage your children to talk to you, please. I'm not saying they should be your friends, by God, no. But you should have a friendship of some level where they trust you, that they can tell you certain things, that they will tell you if somebody's inappropriate to them, that they will tell you if they feel uncomfortable in a home, that they will tell you if something happens to them. Because you know what? They know mommy's there, daddy's there, and they'll listen. But if we cultivate households where maids, shamba boys, house help are children's best friends, we're in trouble. N'ekirala, okuza omwana is not a joke. It's a full-time job. My dad and my mother worked tirelessly to make sure that we turned out okay. And then I must transfer that to my children to work tirelessly to make sure that they turn out okay. Nti bali bulungi, nti bantu bakitiibwa, bagonjebwa, bampisa, bamanyi okukola. They know that there's value in working hard in the world. They know that there's value in manners. They know what's appropriate and what's inappropriate. That we teach our children to be children instead of little adults that we make excuses for. Omwana nakula before their time. And then we start applauding them. You see videos where little girls are, and they circulate. And you can hear the noise in the background, people screaming and clapping. Omwana wemura, and people scream and clap. Omwana mansura, and people scream and clap. It's absolutely mind-boggling that that is what we've become, where inappropriate behavior is the norm. Again, I go back to the culture, the mother tongue, the manners, the house chores, the availability of the parent, discipline. It's important. These are the Nakinyuguzi Chronicles. But wait. So I hear that if you agree to follow the World Health Organization guidelines, that you must have lockdown for 90 days. Apparently, some people received monies, countries received monies. And in the fine print, we were told, apparently this is the word on the grapevine, that you had to abide by the 90-day lockdown rule that the World Health Organization had set out for COVID-19. Uganda, we've only done 60. What say you? Do we get another 30? Leero luno.